Welcome back to the Delaware Way. I'm Larry Menti. There has been a national fight against certain plastic products, plastic bags, plastic straws, balloons. How are things going in Delaware? Dee Durham is the co-founder and chair of Plastic Free Delaware. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So what's wrong with plastics?
Well, where should I begin? First of all, they're made out of either natural gas or oil, usually far away, so that's polluting just in the extraction as well as the manufacturer and their transportation to get them where they're going. Then typically what we call single-use plastics that you only use for a few minutes. You get a plastic bag at the grocery store, you only use it for a couple minutes by the time you get it home and unpack your groceries and whatnot. Very few of them, in fact less than 10%, get reused or recycled. So that means 90% of plastic bags are either ending up in the landfill or out in the environment.
And you're concerned about the ones that are out in the environment for the most part, right?
Well, that's our primary concern for sure, yep. I mean, I don't like them going to the landfill either because that's such a waste of resources. They don't take up a lot of room in the landfill, but that's not really the point. It's just we just are trying to get people to be aware of the issue and switch to a more sustainable way of life. Because why use these single-use plastics if you don't need to? And for grocery shopping, for instance, you can use a reusable bag. It's stronger, it's bigger. You can use it 1,000 times or more. And then you save all that oil and pollution, and you also, the plastic bags, all the plastics end up out, the ones that escape get out into our rivers, and they pollute our environment, they litter our streets.
And they're dangerous to wildlife as well.
Right, exactly.
We've heard about the plastic bags a lot. More recently, plastic straws have come under attack. Why plastic straws?
Well, they have been in the news a lot lately because approximately 2 years ago, some researchers found a turtle with a plastic straw stuck up its nose. And that's on YouTube. You can Google it and watch the video of them extracting the straw from the turtle. And unfortunately, or luckily for the turtle, they found him and got it out, but he's sort of been the poster child for plastic straws and ignited the movement all around the world, really.
But plastic straws are so easy to use. Almost every drink you get comes with a plastic straw.
Why? Why is that? When you drink water or a soda at home, you don't use a straw, do you?
No.
So why, when you go to a restaurant, do you need one? So we're trying to break that habit, and we've been...
The place where you would most need a straw would be at the beach, because you don't want sand in your drink, and you put a plastic lid over the drink, and then you use the straw so you don't pour soda on yourself. But that's the place where you least want the straws. Probably.
Right, exactly. You can get a reusable cup that has a built-in straw or a built-in lip on it to avoid using the straw. But our focus has really been on restaurants to voluntarily have them switch away from just handing plastic straws out as a matter of course, and just do it if by request. And the other component is to ask them to switch to a biodegradable version of straws. So the ones that they do give out, generally most of them are switching to paper because they're less expensive, but we do know some restaurants have switched to bamboo and paper. Some are even giving away stainless steel straws. They're a little more expensive, but...
How is the fight going in Delaware?
It's going really well. So we have only started working on this, or been working on this for about 9 months, and we have more than 100 restaurants that have told us, or people have reported to us, that they're on board with this switch. And I can't even begin to estimate how many millions of straws that represents kept out of the landfill or out of the environment. So it's exciting.
Do you want this legislated?
We would like to see that happen at some point, yeah. It's happening around the world. Seattle just banned straws and plastic cutlery. I think California has a pending legislation on straws, and some other places in New England. So it is happening more and more in the U.S. The EU has taken steps to ban all single-use plastics Costa Rica, many other countries.
Are you surprised that there is sometimes a political pushback on this? You hear the nanny state a lot, and oh my goodness, they're once again telling us what we're allowed to use and
Right.
not use. Why don't they stay out of our lives?
Right. Yeah. It's funny because I actually got involved in this when my kids were little. We were looking for a quick project to do, and I thought, well, who could possibly? We started out working on plastic bags, and I was like, who could possibly, find this controversial? But here we are, almost 10 years later, still working on it. But but the government regulates all sorts of things, don't they? And so
It's
why
when
is
they
this?
get so personal in our lives. I think that's where the pushback is. That's where the term nanny state came
Yeah.
up. That they're taking care of us and telling us how we're supposed to
Yeah.
act.
You asked about the consequences of all this plastic pollution. Another thing that's being increasingly studied is as the plastics get out into the ocean and start to break down, because they're not biodegradable, but they actually break down into small toxic pieces which attract pollutants. The fish eat them because they really can't avoid the small pieces, and it ends up in our own food chain. So there's more and more studies that are showing we're actually ending up eating that plastic. It's coming around full circle to our own tables.
What can that cause? Can that cause health problems?
It's been linked to cancer and other problems. So I think it needs to be studied more, but there are a few studies out there already showing it's an issue.
Well, that's wonderful. Come back when you go to Dover, when
Okay.
when you're getting this in the legislature. We'd love to talk to you again. Dee Durham is the co-founder and chair of Plastic Free Delaware. When we come back, linking generations through mentors. We'll talk about it when the Delaware Way continues.